Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, whatever time of day it is for you. My name is KewlImp Justin, and a whole other host of names I'm simply not going to say today. And today I want to talk about, not, Shala de Kalam, and I know I probably mispronounced that, and I'm not going to have Xehanort on my leash keep saying it for me. Today I want to talk about the 7 Guardians of Light, and how I think we have been completely wrong on the subject, because Nomura is a brilliant troll. And I don't mean like he's a halfway good troll, the guy who gets you to look down at a circle like I was talking about my buddy at work. I'm talking he's the type of guy who will have you catfished, and he's the person on the other line. Why? Because he's just that good and he wants to do something to mess with you. With that said, I want to talk about something that's with the 7 Guardians of Light. I think that the chessboard is a giant troll. And because it's a giant troll, when we take a look at it, we keep wanting to see the future when all we're doing is doing the recap for the past. So I think it was the TGS trailer where we show Sora surrounded on all sides by the black pieces, and Ericus says, "Oh, well, I guess it's my turn now." Then he takes his turn, and we cut away from that. That, I think, is just a recap of Dream Drop Distance, and because it's a recap of Dream Drop Distance, it has no relevance on what's going forward. Now, to say all the pieces being removed is... well, it only matters if we take a look at the final battle trailer, Justin. Take a look at that. Everyone is moved away or gone. Well, except for Riku. Riku's standing right in front of him. Which brings up a lot of very interesting things for me. This harkens back to when I talked about duality of characters and duality of just Kingdom Hearts in general. The existence of both light and dark, and the differences also go over to Xehanort and Sora in regards to the same thing. The reason I say that is, take a look at how they gathered the people around them. Whereas Sora, who has let people into his heart, Xehanort finds himself putting himself into other people's hearts. Allowing one in versus forcing yourself on another. And yeah, I know forcing can be a little bit more of a harsh way to phrase that. Doesn't make it untrue. And I'm sorry about that. I know some people are going to be angry at me, but yeah, that's completely true. We can take a look at the 12 robots. I'm going to call them Robonorts, but I'm going to get into them on a separate video for tomorrow. When we see them, we see they seem to be very similar. I'm not getting onto that subject. We'll cover that tomorrow. But when we take a look at the duality between Sora and Xehanort, we realize that they do have diametrically opposed ideas on what it takes to form a group together. And that brings us to who the 7 Guardians of Light are. Right now, most people lists stand as Mickey, Sora, Riku, Kairi, Lee, and a mix of Xion, Ventus, Roxas, and several other people who just might be acceptable, such as Aqua, Terra, and Ventus. However, I don't think many of them are actually there, so I'm going to go over my list. We're going to begin with Sora. As Sora is the de facto leader of the group, he is obviously my first choice. My second choice is Riku. And this goes all the way back to the original Kingdom Hearts when, due to the retcon that Nomura said, and I wish I could find the Famitsu article for you, he said that, or it was an ultimatum. He reached out to Riku while he was being swallowed by darkness. The Keyblade was summoned by his need of it, but it was summoned to Riku, however found Riku wanting, blah, blah, blah. That is something that is important because that's the first time he let someone into his heart that we see from gameplay perspective, not chronologically. So the next is obviously Kairi. Kairi, he full on let into his heart, and we know if she would have asked permission instead of her pure heart taking refuge in him, that's what would have happened. The next one, and now is where we get into some of the more controversial answers that I have, begins with Lee. Or, well, not Lee. We're going to come back to Lee. I have other reasons for Lee. That is going to be Roxas. Rox is a yes to me because he is literally a part of Sora, and he welcomed him back into his heart towards the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. Following that is Xion. Xion was a huge part of his memory and was welcomed back as well. Even though he didn't know it, he accepted Xion's heart or development of a heart back into him. And that's important. We're up to 5 now. We got Sora, Riku, Kairi, Roxas, and Xion. The next person who's an obvious choice is Ventus. Now, Ventus is a yes because when he was young, and so was Sora let him into his heart to take refuge to heal, giving him an incredible connection to Sora throughout the chronological series. When we take a look at Kingdom Hearts 2 and the reason that he can dual-wield Keyblades, and of course why Roxas can dual-wield Keyblades, it's because of that connection to Ventus. Now, the last one I think is Lee. And that's because Lee's connection through Roxas. Because Roxas is so close to Lee is so close to Roxas, as well as Xion, we actually would end up having 2 trios. We have the Destiny trio, and we also have the... I don't know what the other trio's name is called. I know they have a name, or at least a common colloquial name, but I don't know what it is. But with that said, I think Lee would be the last person, and that's only because his intense connection to both Roxas and Xion. The other one typically comes down to would be King Mickey, and that's due to Mickey's relationship to Sora, sending him Donald and Goofy, or it would be Riku, since they seem to have bonded a whole lot over the course of not so much Chain of Memories, but in that time that they spent together in the Realm of Darkness. Again, we're looking at subjective time while they're in the Realm of Darkness, not in objective time. Because in objective time, it was maybe a couple weeks. So we don't know how they spent their time together as a duo. So with that said, that's my list. We have 6 I think are super solid. That's going to be the Nobody trio and the Destiny trio, with either Lee or the wow, I can't seem to speak today. This is why I started scripting my episodes tonight. I'm kind of doing this one off the cuff. So we have either 2 trios, or we have a trio and a couple of other people along the ride. And that's something that's very interesting for me, is the way that this is all set up. I really don't think King Mickey's going to be a part of it. I wish I could say yes to it, but I don't think he is. With that said, once again, I want to say, for everyone who's, like I've said it before, everyone who's joined me for the ride, thank you so much. My growth I've had recently has been amazing, and it's because of you guys. I don't always see my videos shared on social media, but I guess I represent the people who really don't like social media. But even though you guys don't like to use social media, obviously I'm being picked up. The more views help out. So like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. I really do appreciate the the warm welcome I've had, like in the last 45 days, and it's probably been even less than that. I've doubled my growth on my channel, and once again, really because of you guys, and I can't say that I appreciate you guys enough. So with this, I'm going to end the first part of the video. I'm actually going to jump over to the part where I try to pimp myself out to you guys. Before that happens, though, I want to say good morning, good evening, good night, and may joy be to you all. Welcome to the part of the video that I always do at the very end, because I like to do this part at the very end. That way you guys don't have to watch it if you don't want to. I have a Patreon. I accept donations through PayPal. I accept donations through Streamlabs. I also have a Twitch channel which I stream regularly, and I want to let you guys know, please come by when I'm streaming. I'd love to see you guys. If you can afford it. I don't want anyone to donate anything that can't. Drop in a few bucks to me. Help me out. If not, I should be getting, right now, all donations are going to be going to a PS4 Pro. This, as I always say, is that way I can improve the quality of my streaming, the quality of my uploads. Hopefully by Christmas I will have wow, really can't think. I will have a capture card, and with the capture card I'll be able to capture, even if it's only 30 frames per second at 720, I'll capture that information off of my PS4, and I will make sure it gets uploaded for you guys. For anyone who stayed around, once again, good morning, good evening, good night, and may joy be to you all.